bad day for hip-hop, bad day for the culture, because it makes us all look bad.
It seems like after years of allegations and recent FBI raids, Diddy might finally be facing the consequences of his actions. But will the bad boy mogul really spend the rest of his life behind bars? Spoiler alert, he might want to watch his step in there, because it sounds like he could stir up some trouble with the inmates.
It's been 5 weeks since federal authorities raided Diddy's properties in LA and Miami as part of a sex trafficking investigation.
All right, now the music mogul has filed a motion to dismiss some claims in a sexual assault lawsuit. Fox 5's Lisa Evers is here now with the latest. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha, Diddy is now fighting back against some of the allegations in one of the sexual assault lawsuits filed against him. While he maintains his innocence, a double felony drug case against his personal assistant moves forward. All of this comes as a new TMZ documentary reveals support for Diddy coming from an unlikely ally. Attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs filed a motion to throw out some of the claims made by Joy Dickerson-Neal in her Manhattan State Supreme Court civil case because they weren't on the books at the time. She alleges in 1991, Sean Diddy Combs drugged her, then sexually assaulted her. In the suit, she says he videotaped and distributed it.
With regards to some of the older claims, what his filing is ultimately noting is that some of these laws weren't even in effect or applicable either at the time of the alleged offense.
Hamilton tells me the strategy is clear.
Any claim that you can potentially get dismissed is less that you have to fight later. And right now, Diddy has a lot. He's a criminal defense attorney. I would certainly say that 5 weeks in the span of a federal investigation, it is nothing in many respects. I mean, you have these investigations that at times go on for 2 years. The question becomes, are those charges at some later point going to be tied in to any other potential investigation that's going on? Or are those charges and that plea going to be used to leverage cooperation?
By the looks of things, it's going to be really tough for Diddy to get out of this situation. With 2 lawsuits and countless witnesses, it's becoming harder for the rapper to maintain his innocence. But hey, that hasn't stopped him before.
I apologize to anyone this video may be embarrassing to. Let's just jump right into it. Some of you may know me or may not. I'm a music producer who's a writer and musician. Different genres. I started in the gospel and jazz and R&B and worked my way over to the hip-hop side. I've been working on an album. I took a year off straight working on this album. That album is the Love album, Off the Grid by Diddy. And it's Grammy nominated right now as we speak. I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not.
From trying, has it? While he was busy trying to settle his ex-girlfriend Cassie's lawsuit, which includes allegations of domestic violence, abuse, and other serious accusations, he likely thought his money and influence would help him cover it all up. But I bet he didn't expect to get hit with another lawsuit right after.
Another raid.
What they're probably looking for is any evidence that they can gather. Certainly any images, pictures, video, anything online. I've no doubt that they're going in and gathering up any electronic media to include any laptops, any flash drives, anything that he might have that might support whatever allegations, whatever reasonable suspicion that they have that led to this these search warrants. You know, just to get a search warrant like this requires a certain substantial legal barrier has to be, or legal argument or legal litmus test has to be met just to get them to sign off. Particularly knowing with somebody with means like this, that if they go into their home, they're going to be met with some very capable lawyers on the defendant's part to challenge what was ever done, and everything they do there is going to be
lawsuit right after. And now that the FBI has raided Diddy's homes, it's clear they uncovered some serious evidence. All the dirty secrets the rapper has been hiding seem to be coming to light.
The grand jury has been put together. According to TISA, at least one of Diddy's FO victims has testified in front of the grand jury. There will be a federal trial. So here is where it's getting dangerous. Guess who's going after him? The Southern District of New York. I don't know anything about these people, they don't play. The Southern District of New York also boasts a shockingly high conviction rate across the board. Over 95% of all criminal cases result in a plea of guilty. Guys, Diddy's arrest is imminent, so it's within 30 days, according to Tisa's sources, or in the least amount of time, 10 days. So allegedly, he's supposed to be indicted on X and rug trafficking charges and wire fraud. Tisa even alleges that he was laundering money for, how she said it, the CARTEL people. She also said it's been 10 years of collecting evidence in the making. And I did hear that somewhere before, that it's been 10 years. So Diddy's been on the radar. They just didn't have nobody saying anything. But when Cassie came out, Tisa also brought up a very good point. She said that the people that are not speaking out is because there's 250 cameras that was in Diddy's house. Trust and believe me, people are covering their hides, and some of these people probably gonna try to throw Diddy to the wolves. You have one.
For years now, rumor has it that the grand jury for Diddy's trial has already been selected, and the case is definitely going to court. The big question is, with all the allegations against Puffy piling up, how long can he keep this problem from completely unraveling his career?
Sean Diddy Combs has filed a motion to dismiss some claims in a sexual assault lawsuit. He argues he cannot be sued for some of the allegations because they were not under any statutes when the alleged incident occurred. Some of the claims he wants tossed out are revenge porn and human trafficking. The alleged acts occurred in 1991. New York did not have a revenge porn law until 2019, and the human trafficking law went into effect in 2007. Joy Dickerson Deal accuses Combs of sexually assaulting her when she was 19 and sharing a videotape of it with music industry friends.
It's clear that no matter how hard Puff tries to weasel his way out of this mess, his usual tactics aren't working anymore. Everyone knows what Diddy's been involved in, and people aren't going to stay silent or look the other way this time.
Death row executive Suge Knight serving time for a fatal hit and run is warning the Brother Love handle won't fly in prison.
I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger, because you know the secrets, who's involved in that little secret room you guys participating in. So, you know they're gonna get you if they can.
Former federal prosecutor Katie Cherkasky joins me now. Katie, do you think Diddy's gonna get subpoenaed individually pretty soon?
I think the walls are absolutely closed.
Apparently, the evidence found by the feds includes a stash of blackmail tapes and digital files that Diddy has been keeping to ensure the people around him stay in line and don't cross him.
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So, his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now, and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking? Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him. You understand? That wasn't Puffy. That wasn't Diddy. That was Brother Love and Love.
The news was confirmed by Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, who revealed that the rapper would host massive parties at his house where he'd allegedly drug celebrities, politicians, and athletes. The reason? To secretly film them in compromising situations. How disturbing is that?
I'm coming to party. Come party there. 24 hours, come party with us. What's up, boy? Since you went with Puff Daddy, how many motherfucking countries you been to, boy?
for about like 50 in like a year.
Yeah. Hey, yo, we about to tear that bitch down historic style. London, turn up! How's everybody doing tonight? In the theme of Empire, how's everybody doing tonight? Happy birthday, James. Happy birthday.
Diddy would often host what he called freak-offs, where he encouraged everyone to get drunk and engage in questionable activities. It's alleged that he even pressured people into being intimate with prostitutes without their consent, taking things to an even darker level.
Feds just raided Puff Daddy's compounds. And one thing we know, when the feds raid your compound, they're not just looking for you. Very often they're looking for the stuff that you got. Remember when the feds raided the Epstein compound and then all of Epstein's tapes just went missing? Remember, Jeffrey Epstein had cameras, microphones all over his house. He had all these celebrities and politicians and members of the royal family on tape doing weird sex stuff. And then the tapes went missing. We've never seen any of them. Almost as if the feds were not trying to prosecute people for committing crimes, but protect the people who were videotaped having committed the crimes. Well, here we might have the same thing. Some people are saying that P. Diddy is the new Jeffrey Epstein.
But when you look at Diddy's past, it's not that surprising. The rapper has always aimed to be the most powerful man in the room, and what better way to exert control than through blackmail? It seems like he's been using it as his weapon to maintain influence over others in the industry for years.
Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs are asking a New York court to throw out portions of a civil suit that accuses the singer of sexual assault and revenge porn. The motion filed Friday raises procedural issues with the suit filed last year by Joy Dickerson-Neal. She is claiming that Combs drugged her, then sexually assaulted her while she was a college student back in 1991. Dickerson-Neal appeared in a music video with Combs around that same time, but Combs is denying that this happened, saying that she's simply trying to get money from him.
If you really think about it, Diddy's allegations aren't too different from those against Jeffrey Epstein. Not only is he accused of filming people engaging in sexual activities without their consent, but he's also alleged to have been involved in a child trafficking ring as well.
So I want to get into this real quick, man, before we really even get started into this. And it's because something I seen today. This girl, Tiffany Red, she said that she was filing a claim against Diddy, but my man, it touched me crazy, man, because the hurt that I seen in her voice, in her she crying, man, and she worrying about what this dude could do to her and what he has done to her. Man, listen here, I want to let this young lady know, and I know this is not the place for it, brother, but please allow me to say this to her, man. You know what I'm saying? I started this battle long time ago. And the situation is that, bruh, we already won. This was some spiritual shit that Pop, the spirit of Pop, the spirit of Big, the spirit of Miss Jones, the spirit of Wolf, all the people that he has done wrong, you know, so Black, all the people that he has done wrong, bruh, is coming to light. We already won this shit spiritual. What we going through right now with these trials and everybody, you know, with this financial situation and everything like that, all that is superficial. That's the physical part of it. The spiritual part of it was won because Big, Pac, Wolf Mother, all the people that he did wrong, bruh, you understand? They already won the battle where we were supposed to win it at. So now we just going through the physical part of it, man. And I want that girl to know, man, that she ain't gotta fear no man. She ain't gotta fear him, nobody else, man. Whenever she needs, you understand? Whenever she needs somebody to travel, to go with her, to make sure she all right, you know, I'm a phone call away, man. I'm a phone call away. And you know, go ahead with your questioning, man. I just had to get that out, man, because that girl touched a lot of people, man, because all she wanted to do was write music, make music, and show her talent and her love to the people, man. And then she got to feel this way, be fearful and scared of her life and stuff like that. Ma, I ain't scared of no man. You understand? I ain't scared of no man. Nobody that got to put their pants on the same way I do. Not at all.
The worst part about all this is that the rapper refuses to take any accountability, even with several witnesses confirming the allegations against him.
You gotta look at that interview that Jonathan Odie did, bro. He said,
the hip-hop agenda is to move drugs all over the United States. They move all the dope in private jets inside the United States, okay? They move what's called high-grade powder, and they move cocaine, and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. I've seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself. I mean, it's Diddy and Cassie.
That was more damaging than Cassie. The DEA wasn't involved in this. It was the FBI and the Homeland Security, basically. That's because of the sex trafficking thing. But if they find any of that stuff in any one of his houses, there's a problem. Even if they find illegal guns, if they find any kind of drug, a high amount, cocaine and weed, I don't think Diddy gonna get charged because what he did, he put everything in his kid's name and his company.
Diddy's former bodyguard has been outspoken about the rapper's alleged crimes for years, ranging from domestic violence to even murder. Gene Deal believes that the ongoing investigation into Diddy will reveal some of the darkest truths of the hip-hop world.
Wasn't Puffy interested in working with you also?
Yeah, Puff. I was running around with Puff for a minute, but we was just partying, man. Puff liked to party. So that's basically all we did. I think the few times I was running around with D-Mac and Puff, we just did a bunch of partying. We might have went to the studio once or twice, but I didn't get to record nothing. I was just,
Okay, but I mean, Puffy was a huge deal back then.
Still a huge deal.
I mean, he's still a huge deal, but he's not doing music anymore.
Right.
He's running around with you, and Puffy's a busy guy.
I was running around with him.
Yeah.
Nah, Puff he wanted to sign me. He just, he was moving around. Like, he had the restaurant Justin's in Atlanta, so we was in and out of that. A lot of parties in Atlanta with him. And then when I told Puff, I was like, yo, Dre is interested in signing me. He was like, go ahead, Playboy. That's where you belong anyway. He was like, man, he was like, that makes sense. And contractually, I didn't have nothing with Diddy anyway. It was always, I could whenever we slow down.
Not to mention how Diddy allegedly sexually exploited nearly every new artist who signed with Bad Boy Records. It's almost as if he started his label to take advantage of innocent young people who thought he was their mentor.
But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. They have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia.